Welcome to the podcast where we dive into books, break them down, and strip away the fake stuff. Okay, so what if everything you thought you knew about one of humanity's oldest monsters, maybe? What if it was just wrong, or at least radically reinterpreted?
Exactly. Today we're doing a deep dive into something really unique, a document called Vampires Sucked.
Right, and this isn't your standard history lesson, is it? Or even, typical fiction?
Not at all. What you're about to hear is presented as the real deal. A shockingly candid, raw, sometimes darkly funny account from an immortal being.
An immortal being.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, imagine living for, over 2,000 years, cursed with remembering everything, and finding that memory is just torture.
So our mission today is to unpack that. We want to pull out the surprising facts, the deeper insights, the unforgettable stories from this character's massive journey.
Right. We're trying to help you understand what it really feels like to be stuck with eternal life.
So, yeah, be prepared for some aha moments, maybe. We'll respect your time, but probably not your preconceptions about vampires. Okay, so let's get into it. Who is this immortal guy? That's the source. Let's meet Lester. That's the name he goes by. He's our guide, cynical, witty, perpetually soaked in tequila, apparently.
Sounds like a character already.
Oh, absolutely. Burdened by over 2,000 years of just existing.
Wow.
He describes himself as smelling like booze and bad decisions. Says he remembers everything, but it's a torment, not, a superpower.
And that view of immortality, it's central here, isn't it? It's not a gift.
Not even close.
Yeah.
He calls it God's middle finger wrapped in a cosmic prank. Or the gift that keeps on taking. It's brutal.
So eternal life is limbo.
Exactly. He says he's in eternal limbo, like a ghost haunting your own life. You get old but never grow up.
That's heavy.
Yeah, and time just stops meaning anything. Faces of people he loved, they blur after a while. Memories fade faster than cheap ink. It leads to this profound, crushing loneliness.
So what does he think landed him in this mess? What's his original sin? Because it's not what you'd expect for...
Right. It's not about, betrayal in the usual sense or even the act itself. He talks about John the Baptist's execution.
Okay.
His defining sin, he says, wasn't swinging the sword, but the silence. The stillness of a man who watched heaven die in a lap dance of blood and said nothing.
Wow. So inaction.
Inaction. He claims that one clean slice sealed his fate, but it was his silence, his stillness in that moment that really damned him. So given this, unique perspective, Lester completely redefines what a vampire is. Forget the capes and fangs.
Okay, so no Dracula cliches then.
Nope. He says vampires are just freaking human, just stuck. They don't turn into bats. They don't sparkle in the sun. They don't sleep in coffins or hypnotize virgins. None of that.
So if it's not about bloodsucking in the literal sense, what is it about for him?
It's about lust.
Yeah.
But not just, any kind of lust. Sex, money, power, control. He calls them the assholes of eternity, forever needing, forever feeding, never satisfied.
So it's more like a spiritual or psychological vampirism, a constant need.
Exactly. An insatiable craving for more, which, he points out, is a very human thing, just amplified by eternity.
Which naturally leads him to have some opinions on top culture vampires. Anne Rice, for instance.
Oh, he hates Anne Rice's vampires. Says she got it all wrong, turned them into the K-pop boy band of the damned.
Chuckles slightly. K-pop boy band of the damned. Okay.
Yeah, lace shirts, tragic cheekbones, endless moonlight whining. He found them not sexy, just sweaty and full of ennui.
So not a fan. What about Bram Stoker? Dracula.
He acknowledges Vlad the Impaler was really a brutal son of a bitch, he says, but definitely not immortal.
Right.
He thinks Stoker's book was basically the author dealing with repressed horniness and colonial guilt. And that's why we ended up with vampires as monsters in capes.
Interesting take. And Nosferatu, the creepy silent film one.
Lester says Nosferatu is real, yeah, but hideous. Looked like a bedbug with scoliosis. And apparently the oldest virgin on record.
Ouch.
He jokes Nosferatu could have been Yesferatu if just one woman had said yes.
Yeah.
Pretty harsh, but funny.
And I gotta ask, Twilight, Ed.
Oh, forget it. Bullshit, according to Lester. Edward's shiny skin, the fading, all nonsense. And he finds the idea of a 1,000-year-old hanging around a school just plain grooming.
Okay, so he's got zero patience for the romantic stuff.
Zero.
So if these aren't the real monsters in his eyes, who are, does he point to actual historical figures?
He does. He talks about Countess Elizabeth Bathory, describes her as Hungarian, noble, deranged.
The one who bathed in blood.
That's the one. He says she used to bathe in the blood of virgins and turn murder into a goddamn beauty routine.
Jeez.
And chillingly, he adds, she's still around, probably selling MLM skin cream now.
Wow. Okay. Anyone else?
Jack the Ripper. But here's the twist. Lester insists Jack was human, just a man.
And that's what made him scary.
Exactly. And that's what made him so goddamn terrifying. His motive, Lester claims, was control. Trying to rewrite creation with a fucking scalpel, it proves his point that humans make the worst monsters.
Did Lester witness this?
He claims he did. Says he saw the last victim, Mary Jane Kelly, and saw peace on her face. It's a really dark, disturbing detail. So, okay, you're cursed with immortality, you hate it. What do? Lester spent centuries trying to, well, end it.
Suicide attempts.
Constantly. And they're described in this darkly comedic way sometimes. He realizes he can't escape, ever. But hell, you can die 1,000 times in the attempt.
Because his body just heals.
Instantly. He calls it a cage that fixes itself faster than I can break it. It's this endless, futile quest for finality.
So what kind of things did he try? I mean, after 2,000 years.
Oh, you name it.
Yeah.
He tried alcohol first, like a massive, decades-long bender, called himself the prophet of the bottomless cup, passed out naked on the emperor's throne in Rome, vomited on a Cicero bust, and apparently got his ass chewed off by a lion.
Yeah. Seriously, a lion.
That's what he says. But he just regenerated overnight like a goddamn starfish on steroids. The absurdity really drives home his point.
Okay, so booze didn't work. What about the classics? Sunlight.
Tried it. Stood on a Judean hilltop, just got a fucking tan and skin like leather.
Wooden stake through the heart.
He says it snapped like a toothpick. His heart kept ticking.
Garlic.
Ate a whole wreath, gave him the worst breath in history. But, quote, no death, just halitosis from hell.
Holy water.
Bathed in the Pope's private stash. Result, pruny skin and a religious rash. Nothing fatal.
That was relentless. He must have gotten more creative.
Oh, yeah. Chainsaw decapitation, head came off clean, woke up later, head stitched back on like Frankenstein's sloppy seconds, came with a terrible haircut apparently.
Wow. Sharks?
Jumped in a tank, sharks got bored.
Okay, surely something massive, like a bomb.
He claims he rode Little Boy, the atom bomb, over Hiroshima.
No way.
Says his skin peeled off the whole 9 yards, but his body knit back together by sundown. Said he looked like Michael Jackson pre-surgery.
That's graphic.
Yeah.
And unbelievable. What else? UFOs.
Tried it too. Okay. Jumped in front of a beam at Roswell in the 50s, woke up, probed again, and dumped in a cornfield.
Probed. Right. Is there anything left?
Burning Man. Doused himself in gasoline, went up like a Viking funeral, still ended up walking. Talking.
So after all that, what's the takeaway?
It's the ultimate irony, right? He says he doesn't miss death itself, he misses finality. Just the idea of an end. That's what the Kos takes away.
So after seeing all this, trying to die countless times, what does Lester actually think of the world? Of Earth itself?
Oh, his view is bleak. Extremely bleak. He calls Earth, fucking hell, a festering shit stain of a planet. He literally says it's a supermax for the spiritually damned.
Supermax? Like a prison.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He thinks life is just a cycle of recycling. You just keep coming back. Same shit, different meat suit.
Is there any escape in his view?
Not really. He thinks the moon marks the cage, and the sun is a goddamn surveillance spotlight, constantly watching, exposing everything. It's pure paranoia, maybe, but born of millennia of experience.
And this worldview extends to, well, everything, like economics. You mentioned financial vampirism earlier.
Right. He talks about this character, Uncle Jacob. Describes him as a goddamn architect of misery.
How so?
Says he made his fortune the old-fashioned way, by profiting off misery, funding both sides of wars, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And his supposed masterpiece, creating the Federal Reserve. Lester calls it a vampire bank. By vampires, for vampires.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so connecting immortality and finance.
Yeah, he argues debt became the new blood, and inflation is the cost of eternal feeding. He alleges this was all plotted at a secret meeting on Jekyll Island in 1910.
Jekyll Island. That's a known conspiracy theory touch point.
It is. He describes a cabal of suited serpents who stole all the money before it even existed. Again, it's his cynical conspiratorial take, shaped by his supposed experiences.
Does he see this kind of vampirism in technology too?
Absolutely. He mentions an Uncle Bill, explicitly not Clinton, calls him the king of shadows, who wants to dim the light so the rest of us can feed.
So like controlling information or energy.
More like turning data into power. a greasy-haired genius who turned bits and bytes into a blood empire. He's upgrading the prison, automating the blood-sucking by making it a subscription service.
A subscription service for damnation?
Pretty much.
Oh.
Lester says Bill's ultimate goal is to make into an LLC, limited liability, unlimited damnation. It's darkly funny.
And then there's Elon. How does he fit into this?
Lester sees Elon as even worse than a typical vampire. He thinks Elon is zeroing in on the fucking demiurge.
The demiurge, like the cosmic creator or...
A landlord.
Yeah, the cosmic landlord who supposedly hijacked the source code of reality. Lester thinks Elon is trying to reverse engineer ascension. Not just play the game, but own forever, become the architect of the rules.
These are some wild, sweeping accusations against real figures.
Definitely. It's crucial to remember this is all filtered through Lester's incredibly cynical, possibly unreliable 2,000-year-old perspective. It's his interpretation of power dynamics.
And he applies this vampire lens elsewhere too, right?
Yeah.
Like Rasputin. Oh yeah, that's a classic Lester theory. He's convinced Rasputin was one of us. Based on his eyes, the way he kept surviving attempts on his life, the death thing, and his general sex cult energy.
Okay, maybe plausible within this world, but then it gets weirder.
It gets much weirder. Lester claims he saw Rasputin years later, fat as fuck, going by Ron, now Ron something.
Ron something, don't tell me.
Yep. Leads him to the absolutely bonkers theory that Rasputin somehow reincarnated as Ron Jeremy.
Okay, that's peak Lester, I guess. Connecting Russian mystics and porn stars.
Just another Tuesday for a 2,000-year-old immortal, apparently.
So, despite all this cynicism, this darkness, this Ron Jeremy theorizing, is there anything positive in Lester's existence? Does he long for anything?
Deep down, yes. That's what makes the narrative compelling, I think. Beneath the booze and the bitterness, there's this profound longing for genuine connection.
He contrasts it with meaningless encounters, right?
Exactly. He talks about one person, his single true love. Doesn't name her, but describes her act of devotion. She washed feet, dried them with her hair.
Like Mary Magdalene.
The parallel seems intentional, yeah. He says when she was alive, the world felt quieter. After her death, she was stoned. The world got loud again. He believes you don't find people like that twice. It's incredibly poignant.
So that loss haunts him. Does he find any kind of answer? Or solace?
There's a turning point. He's in the desert, takes some kind of vision-inducing brew, peyote maybe, it's not specified, and has this massive realization. He screams, "The truth is in the womb."
The truth is in the womb. Okay, unpack that.
It leads to this really controversial philosophy he develops. He starts saying things like, hips are holy. He sees the feminine form, the womb specifically, as a highway to heaven, a direct hotline with the source light, with the creator.
So a kind of sacred feminine idea.
Very much so. He argues that men, or maybe just humans generally, are just the fucking half of the equation, and that we need to be whole to be able to talk to God. It's a radical departure from his usual cynicism.
Does he connect this to history? Like, did people used to understand this?
Yeah, he suggests ancient cultures. Babylon, Sumer, Egypt, Greece, they got it. They saw sex not just as physical, but as ceremony, as prayer with thrust, a way to open the veil and touch the Godhead.
Wow. Okay, so ancient wisdom lost.
That's his argument. He contrasts it with what he calls the Abrahamic edit.
Rio.
Meaning how later religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, as he sees it, introduced guilt, turned the womb into something shameful, hips into sin. He feels this cheapened that sacred connection, cut off that hotline to the divine.
That's a really profound and potentially inflammatory reinterpretation of spiritual history.
Absolutely. It positions sexuality, specifically female sexuality and procreation, as the key to spiritual understanding, something he believes was deliberately suppressed.
Okay, so Lester's got this backstory, these theories. How does his story actually, progress? You mentioned people telling him to write a book. Yeah,
that's a recurring theme. Characters around him, especially this guy Iggy and a woman named Dawn, they keep pushing him. Write it down, Lester. Vampires suck. It'll be a bestseller.
And this Dawn character, she's important.
She's crucial. She's this recurring, really enigmatic figure. Acts as his muse, maybe his catalyst. He notes her perfume, jasmine and danger. She has a theme song that follows her, A Whiter Shade of Pale.
Per call harem. Okay.
Yep. And she keeps posing these cryptic challenges, pushing him to confront his past, his beliefs. It feels like she's guiding him somehow.
Does she reveal anything about herself, or is she just mysterious?
There's a major reveal later on. She casually admits she has children, including one daughter she calls. Wait for it. Little bitch.
Little bitch, seriously.
Seriously. And then she drops that this daughter is now pregnant.
Wow, so that connects directly back to his truth in the womb idea. Bloodlines, continuation.
Exactly. It makes his abstract philosophy suddenly very real, very tangible. It lands differently.
So where does this relationship with Dawn lead him? Physically, in the story.
It leads to this really surreal road trip down to Playas de Tijuana for fish tacos, apparently.
Fish tacos in Tijuana, okay.
And they pass these symbolic places, like the border wall. Lester sees it as a cage built by the jailer and the inmate in a drunken handshake. Reinforces his whole prison planet view.
And then something strange happens with the music.
Yeah, it's this beautiful, absurd moment. They're at a taco stand at like 6:45 in the morning, and a mariachi band starts playing a whiter shade of pale.
His theme song for Dawn.
Exactly. It hits Lester hard. This moment of unexpected beauty, of recognition in this gritty place. He remarks, "You'd be amazed at what you can get around here for a fistful of dollars." A little bit of magic, maybe?
Does it change anything between them?
There's a shift. Dawn takes his hand, and he says it felt real. He felt alive for the first time in decades. It's a huge moment of connection for someone so isolated.
Where do they go from there? Is there a final destination?
Yes. They end up at this place he calls a bootlegged copy of the Hotel California. Checks him into room 333. He describes it as a place built on nostalgia, and it's there that he seems ready for. No, whatever comes next. His final transformation.
Okay, so the Hotel California, room 333. This feels climactic. What is this ultimate transformation?
He decides to embrace what he calls first light, basically sunrise. He opens the curtains, lets the light hit him.
And after centuries of avoiding it, what happens?
His tired body crumbles to ash. He describes merging with the light. And the feeling, he says, it burned not like fire, like memory, like recognition.
Wow. So not painful destruction, but release. Recognition.
That's the sense you get. Like, he's finally achieving that finality he craved, but through acceptance, not destruction. Emerging, almost. A homecoming. It's surprisingly poetic for Lester.
A powerful end to a 2,000-year ordeal. But the story doesn't quite end there, does it? There's a coda.
There is. And it brings things crashing back to earth. The next scene is just a cleaning lady coming into room 333.
Okay.
She sees the pile of black ash on the floor, sighs, and just mutters, "Pinchy gringos cochinos."
Yeah.
Basically, damn dirty foreigners.
Oh, no.
And then there's just the sound of a vacuum cleaner starting up, followed by a final, almost Simpsons-esque dough.
So his profound spiritual transformation ends with him being vacuumed up by a cleaning lady.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's this incredible contrast. The sacred and the profane, the eternal and the utterly mundane, all colliding in that final moment. It's stark, absurd, and maybe perfectly Lester.
Yeah, that definitely leaves you thinking, this whole deep dive into Lester's story. It gives such a unique perspective on, well, everything. Immortality, history, connection.
It really does. It forces you to question what we value, what makes life meaningful, if even eternal existence can be this profound burden without, love or finality.
So the final thought for you, the listener, might be, what does Lester's journey, this whole narrative, reveal about us? About humanity's own obsessions with power, with control, our search for meaning.
Right. And if immortality itself is a curse, without genuine connection, without an end point, what does that say about the value of our own finite, fleeting lives? And maybe, just maybe, consider the forms of vampirism, that endless need for more that Lester points to in our own world. Where do you see it?
That's it for today's episode. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to keep up with our wild takes on the next book.